Welcome to another episode of the Mad Fantasy Football Podcast with your hosts, Begley, Goni, and Wayne.
What is up, Mad Mob? It's Q&A time. We're getting up there in the Q&As. I think we're in the 30s now.
Let's go.
30-something Q&A
Progress.
episodes where the Qs get shot at us and we catch them and spit them back at you in the form of an A.
Yeah, there's that.
Q's and A's.
I hate your stupid face whenever you're dissecting my intros.
Just thinking about it, man.
I didn't hide the mop today. I feel like I'm always wearing a hat, and the Mad Mob doesn't really know what type of luscious hair I have. So I decided to just let it hang free today. Got to remember to post this one on YouTube.
Look at that lettuce. Look at the lettuce.
The black-haired T-Law with the headband and everything.
It's got to be out of my eyes, man. It's got to be out of my eyes. Got a thick mane.
I think we'd be remiss not to talk about Dalvin Cook on here for a second, right? Before we hop into it. What do you guys think about that?
I think Breece Hall is definitely going to be affected. It's good for the Jets. I mean, from a pure football standpoint, it's good for the Jets. They're loading up. They're trying to make a run. I like it for them. For fantasy, meh.
Oh, it's terrible for fantasy.
Yeah.
Because Dalvin's going down, Breece is going down, Zeke joined the Pats. Nobody was high on Zeke. Ramondre's down.
Man, excuse me while I take this victory lap.
What victory lap?
The victory lap of promising a Goni guarantee that someone was going to join the Patriots.
Nobody argued with you, dude. We were just doing our rankings based on the current state of the NFL. Nobody argued with you, man.
On the team, yeah.
Yeah, were they?
Man, they weren't, but it was coming. You might as well. What if someone drafted during that time and they took your advice over mine because it hadn't happened?
I'll offer you Doink Ramondre as a top 15 back with Zeke there. Didn't you say he's going to drop out of top 15?
No, top 12. I'll do top 12. He's going as the RB10, bro.
All right. Book it. I'll take it. Top 12.
My man, I appreciate that.
I've watched Zeke run the football for the last 2 years, buddy. It ain't there. It ain't there.
You must have missed all the points I was making as to why. I don't think he would have been a top 12 without Zeke there. I definitely don't think he'll be a top 12 with Zeke there.
Hey, man. They gained Juju and lost Jacoby. They're going to have to do the ball somehow.
What a win. We re-signed Devontae Parker to a 3-year extension. We're so good. We're so good. Go Pats.
What do you think, Wayne? How you feel about Ramondre with Zeke there?
I don't know. I've always been kind of a Zeke truther. I feel like he's got way too bad of a rap. But, I mean, he did just get completely overtaken by the RB2 in Dallas. He's getting old. He's been fat, skinny.
And he fumbles. Gone. He's a horrible fit with Belichick, bro.
I'll just go back to it real quick as far as that goes, man. Ramondre was only relevant last year and finished as high as he did because he was third in the league in targets at the running back position. There ain't no way he's touching anywhere near his 80, 90, whatever it was. I think it was 89 targets. No way he's touching that. He barely broke 1,000 yards. He had 5 rushing touchdowns. His production was meh. He was efficient. He was very efficient. I'll give him that. But the production was meh. It all came from the targets. That buoyed him super high.
Well, Zeke for sure ain't taking none of those targets.
I mean, I think he's worried about Juju Smith-Schuster doing it.
Pierre Strong.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. I don't know, bro. I don't know. All I know is Ramondre is not going to be a top 12 guy. Don't draft him there. Don't expect him to be that.
Honest question. In an auction draft, what are you paying for Ramondre Stevens? $20?
It's 10%. I mean, 20 is probably not bad.
20 in a $200 league, I'd pay.
Yeah. 10% is not bad for a starting running back.
Fair. All right. Oh, by the way, last question. Would you rather have Breece in the 3rd or Dalvin Cook in the 5th?
Dalvin
Redraft?
in the 5th.
Redraft.
Probably Dalvin in the 5th also.
Dalvin in the 4th or Brees in the 3rd?
Dalvin in the 4th.
Probably Dalvin in the 4th still. Yeah, I mean the production's going to stay the same no matter what round you put him in.
If they were in the same round, I would still consider Dalvin.
Dalvin in the 3rd or Brees in the 4th?
I'll take the value. I'll take Brees in the 4th because their value is going to be very similar.
So you're just going to take whoever is cheapest, basically. Yep. All right, fair enough. All right, let's get right into it. For those who don't know, we go on Reddit. We find people who need help. We supply that help. Alex Van 142. I'm going to start with you. He's starting a new Dynasty League this year. He's got the 6th pick, and he really wants to trade for the 1st pick. What should he offer along with the 106 to get the 101?
Oh, man. I would probably start, and it might not get it done by any means, but I would probably start with like a 6th, 1st and a 6th. A 6th might even be a little pricey, but at the same time, that might not get it done to come off the 101. Like the 101 is Jetta or it's Chase. Pick your poison, whatever you like. I'd start there. That's basically what I'm saying is I would start there, or I would try and package a deal and do like a 1st and a 4th for a 1st and a 6th or something, the 101 and the 6th. You probably won't get it with that 6th rounder initially, but if you get a package deal, it gives you a better dialogue to think that, you're not wasting the guy's time.
What do you think, Wayne?
I'd want a little bit better. I'd probably want the 4th. I'd probably want to, you might be able to give them 2 later round picks, but if I'm the one, I'm probably going to want your 6 and like your 3rd or 4th, honestly.
3 picks for 1?
No. Pick swap.
Okay. The 101
so
and the
I'd
6th.
want to take his 106, and then I'd also want your 3rd or 4th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's pricey.
It's Jetta, dude. It's Jetta, Bijan, or Jamar, wherever the wind's blowing you.
I try to pull a Goni, man. Find a bad player in your league and try to sell them rookie picks in the future years. Take a shot at it. Goni did that in the league we're in and gave up absolutely nothing to get 3 first-round picks.
Gave up a 1st, a 2nd, and a 3rd-round rookie pick for, I think it was the 108.
Yeah, which was a Javonte?
It was Javonte.
That's a pretty good return so far.
We'll see.
Specialist Dig 8831. Wayne. After the Dalvin news, he fell out of love with the starting backfield of Brees and Najee. He thinks he needs more. He's giving up Diggs and James Conner. He's getting Devonta Smith. What do you think about that?
If I'm him, I'm holding. James Conner he's a very plausible dark horse guy. I'm pretty sure all 3 of us like him. I would just kind of sit Brees, see what's going on in that backfield. Even if he has to sit on your bench this year, Dalvin's only there for 1 year, and then Brees is back to the moon, in my opinion. I think the backfield of Najee and James Conner will suit you just fine, and then you can head back to Brees and Najee again.
Yeah, that's something where I don't think you're making a championship type move if you were to get rid of Diggs and Connor this year. I understand those are like 2 trade candidates for a lot of teams because of their age, but I agree. I think both of them have good years in them. I wouldn't be upset either of trying to off Diggs. I mean, I guess it would have to be Connor. Like I could see I came off of Diggs myself in a dynasty league because I wanted to get out a year early rather than a year too late. So if you're trying to do something like that, I would try and throw in like a 2nd round rookie pick as well as Diggs to bring in Devonta Smith. But I like the pieces that he has right there.
Yeah, and it's kind of confusing because he's falling out of love with his backfield, so he's trading away a receiver to get another receiver, which does absolutely nothing for his backfield. You know, if you want to trade Connor and Diggs for, you know, a really good running back, then sure, that solves your backfield problem.
Mm-hmm.
But in my opinion, Connor's going to be just fine this year.
Yeah, I think Wayne and Goni make good points. I think those are two win now guys that are going to get it done for you. I'm play devil's advocate. I'm going to say I think Brees and Najee are going to be just fine for you. I think Brees is you know, yeah, he's going to lose goal line work and first and second down work, but I think he's the passing back, and I think having Aaron Rodgers there, we've seen what old quarterbacks do to backs who can catch out of the backfield. Man, I don't know.
Najee also. I mean, how bad of a year did Najee have last year? And he still finished as the RB14. So, I mean, if that's his floor, that's not bad. He has all kinds of room for improvement. I expect him to be better this year. It's not as bad as it looks, you know.
I agree. I don't think you need to hit the panic button at all, in my opinion. I do think it hurts his value, obviously, but I think there's enough to sustain him. All right, Travis Fulgham, MVP. Wow, you guys remember that scab?
Man, couple good games, man. That's all it takes.
Wayne, I'm going to kick this one over to you. 14-team, half PPR. One quarterback he wants to win now. He's giving up Mike Evans, Ezekiel Elliott, and a 2026 first for Cooper Kupp.
I'm not sure I'd do that if I'm the Cooper Kupp side, but yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say super snap call.
Yeah,
he's got that trade on the table right now. Snap, accept that.
Go ahead and give away damaged goods. A guy that's most likely flex this year, back in WR2. Give up a guy that's might not even have any starting value in Zeke, and then a first-round draft pick way down yonder for a potential top 5 wide receiver. Absolutely. If you got a guy that's willing to accept that, go for it.
Yeah, I've got nothing more to add. That's literally like enough said, honestly.
Snap call. I'm going to kick off a question to you that is sponsored by Bic as our absolutely flaming hot question of the day from Reddit. Jacob. Wow.
Names.
12-team, one quarterback PPR. Side A, T. Higgins and Travis Etienne. Side B, Dameon Pierce and Chris Olave. Side A, Travis Etienne and T. Higgins. Side B, Chris Olave and Dameon Pierce.
Higgins and Etienne for me. I'd rather have that side. Dameon Pierce doesn't do enough for me. Don't even know if he's going to be the starting running back this year, really. I mean, I know Singletary got there. He's probably not going to be the horse he was last year. We've talked plenty about how the man he's a pain. Owning him last year, if you had him, he doesn't catch the ball out of the backfield. He's good for about 80 yards, which will give you 8 points. Won't add a single reception, maybe one if you're lucky. And you're not happy unless he's scoring a touchdown. T. Higgins, known proven commodity, wide receiver 2. ETN has RB1 potential. He might not reach it because of, Tank Bigsby this year and just the backfield. They don't want to make him the workhorse, but he catches out of the backfield. He's electric and just has a way better future.
I agree. We know T. Higgins' floor and ceiling is pretty much WR2. Chris Olave's ceiling is probably back end 1. But Dameon Pierce, we talked about it in our Dark Bus and Locks episode. I'm all the way out on Dameon Pierce this year. He's on a crappy offense. He wasn't really that efficient last year. He just volumed his way into a decent finish. So for me, it's Chris Olave and a extremely mediocre running back for a solid WR2 and a block for a WR2 or lock RB2 with RB1 potential.
Clean sweep. Wayne, overall ad 533. 12-team PPR, one quarterback. A.J. Brown or Jackson Smith and Jigba in a 24-1.
JSN and 24-1. I like, it just seems like if JSN can go in and take the Tyler Lockett spot, that Geno Smith has shown that he can, have two fantasy relevant receivers. He can support them. That offense has done it often under Pete Carroll. And then you're throwing in the 24-1. A.J. Brown, I don't know that Jalen Hurts can continue to support that. I think Devonta Smith eats into it a little bit. He's shown that he can be great. Then you got Dallas Goedert. They improved the backfield. He's just A.J. Brown doesn't need to do as much as he did last year. So I think his volume comes down a little bit. I think JSN's volume is going to obviously, we're at a rookie pay. He's in a rookie year, so we don't know. But, when Tyler Lockett leaves, he's going to have a bigger role.
Nice. I couldn't disagree anymore. I'm glad we got here. To one where we disagree on. For me, it's just I want to take the guy that I know is an absolute stud in A.J. Brown. Jackson Smith-Njigba is coming out of college. He was the best receiver coming out in the draft this year. Can't knock anything on the player profile or the athleticism or anything like that, but he's done nothing. Hasn't got on the field yet, hasn't taken a snap. If he can take the Tyler Lockett role, maybe he can do this and that. He's not the one. DK's locked up for a while. His contract situation is just fine. Tyler Lockett's got 2 more years, I believe, on his deal, this year and next. He might get cut after this year. They might release him just for cap space. That's to be seen. We won't know until we get there. Geno Smith, I think, has 2 or 3 years is what he signed for his extension. 3 years. So, I mean, best case scenario, he gets some reps as a rookie this year as a 3, and then Lockett gets let go next year and he moves up to a 2. There's going to be growing pains. We'll see how it is. You get the 24-1 as well, and I mean that's great. That's a nice sweetener, but it's one of those things of like you got the stud or you got this guy who could also be a stud. You just don't know. I've already got the stud. Let me keep that.
Can we not brush over the fact that you're also getting a first rounder next year?
See, but we brushed over that fact in a previous one as well that we made a doink on. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me.
Interesting. That's
stud,
kind of a big
man.
deal. It doesn't matter to you.
A.J. Brown is A.J. Brown already, man. He's a freak athlete. He's always been one. He's a yards after catch machine. He did it with Tennessee. He's doing it with the Eagles. They have arguably the best O-line in the league. I think Jalen Hurts is going to be just fine. I think this is going to be – I expect him to be a wide receiver 1 again, easily.
Just to inform people, Tyler Lockett is signed through 2025, but after this year, they've got an out.
I'm going to side with Wayne on this one. I think JSN is a stud, man. I know there's a lot of projecting there. We haven't seen it, and I know you're the I have to see it to believe it guy of us here on the podcast. And if he hasn't done it before, you couldn't pee on him if he was on fire. And I get that. That's your take. I like JSN, man, because you know what? Yeah, DK might be the one there, but hasn't outscored Tyler Lockett in the fantasy season, I don't think, in a few years, right? Since he's been in the league. I think DK leaves plenty of room for somebody to work underneath and rack up quite a few fantasy points. And like Wayne said, you're getting a first. So I'm getting a guy who has an incredible profile on a very good offense on a team that wins a lot of games. I like Jason, man. I'm a fan.
I just little quick one. I wanted to go back because I referenced it. Where was this love for the first round pick when you guys held me at knife point for a doink when we debated CeeDee Lamb and Rashad Bateman versus Jalen Waddle in a first round pick? You guys absolutely held me hostage over this.
Well, it's because you think Jalen Waddle and CeeDee Lamb are extremely equivalent.
No, I think they're close enough.
And that's why. And don't sit here
for
and
the
act
first
like
round
it was
pick.
a straight up doink, because it wasn't. We gave you mucho points. We gave you Jalen plus a good amount of points.
You gave me what the difference was last year, which I said was only 42, and I think the math broke out to like 2.4 points per game or something.
Only 42.
That to me didn't matter in terms of what is Rashad Bateman going to give you versus a first round pick.
Well, I know my position on Rashad Bateman. I don't hate him yet. I think the talent's there. He's just got to stay healthy.
Can I get another doink that says I get to pick a guy in the back half of the first round next year to outscore Rashad Bateman next year?
As long as I get a 42-point cushion that I'm
'Cause
giving
that
you on
makes
the other
sense.
half.
That's just really, really weird.
Why? I'm giving
All
you
right, how about
42
this? How
points
about this?
on
How
the
about
other
this? How about
half.
this? How about this? You're complicating it. Jalen Waddle, and then a player of my choosing in the back half of the first round versus CeeDee Lamb and Rashad Bateman, your stud, your king.
Well, but here's the thing, man. I think this is the year that I think Bateman's going to do it. He's going to do it. If he doesn't do it this year, we're out on him.
Gross. He's not going to do it, so I look forward to you being out.
But look, it's a new offense, 30-year breakout, right? If he was going to do it, it'd be this year.
Is Rashad Bateman even the number 3 on his own team?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's probably number 1 on the depth chart, right?
No, I mean in terms of like what matters, like target share. It's probably going to be Mark Andrews first, right? And then it's going to be probably Odell Beckham, who they paid a lot of money to. They paid him $18 million, man. Come on.
Come on, bro. They drafted Bateman in the first round.
Years ago.
2
Well,
years
not
ago.
years. Well, like I said, multiple years with an S.
No.
Come on, man.
I'm sure
You
that
don't
18 million. Wayne had to look it up. I'm sure the 18 million is incentive heavy.
I think someone got tight about it that was in the free agency market, one of the wide receivers, because they weren't getting the money that Odell was getting. I can't remember exactly who it was, but Odell got a lot of money, and they didn't pay him to get nothing out of him.
It's a $15 million contract.
Okay.
And 14 of it was a signing bonus, so he's already unpaid.
Wow.
Okay. All right. So you don't give him $15 million for nothing, bro. That's solid money for a guy who doesn't play any football.
That being said, OBJ's gotten injured a lot recently. He doesn't have anything to prove. He's got his ring. If you got your paycheck up front, are you really worried about busting your tail out there?
Come on, man.
Hey, okay.
Don't come on, man, me. They gave this man his paycheck up front.
And then another question, your beloved Zay Flowers, where does he fall in this?
I think Zay Flowers is the best receiver on the team. But I'll offer you a doink. I'll take Bateman. You take Odell Beckham.
In terms of what?
Most fantasy points scored this year.
That's fine, because I'm either going to win or I'm going to pull the Wayne and get out of it because of injury. So, yeah, you're right.
They're both going to get injured. They're going to be wrecked with injuries all year.
Yeah, and guess what? The winner of this is probably going to have about 113 fantasy points. Good for a wide receiver 60.
Make sure it's in the ledger. We've had Mad Mob. It needs to be known. We've had some discrepancies in the ledger. Things have just not gotten in there.
It hasn't. It hasn't.
It's been a rough year for the ledger already.
You're disrespecting the ledger. The ledger has never been wrong. That was a championship plaque. Is that what it didn't make it to? And he's only salty because he only won tight ends, Mad Mob. Position no one cares about.
A lot of people care about it. Makes or break your league.
Wayne, tip of the cap to an actual position that matters. Yes, sir.
Tip of the cap.
You guys finished last more than I did. That's all that matters. Wayne, while he gets that in the ledger, appraise my mayonnaise. 12-team PPR, 1 quarterback. Side A, Ayuk. Side B, Juju and a first. He says that it's a late first.
I love Ayuk, but Juju's also my dark horse this year. If he can fill the Jacoby role, he could be solid. Plus, I love draft picks. Love the value of them. Love them, Goni. I love them.
I'm going to cross over it, I think, and just take Ayuk. What are you going to do, Goni?
I think I'm going to take Ayuk as well. I don't love Juju. It's a first-round pick. I do love Ayuk. I try to get him everywhere this year. Give me that instead. Ayuk or Juju does nothing for me.
Wayne didn't convince you in the dark horse segment?
No, because Juju is on my team, being the Patriots, and I'm not happy about it.
Baba Booey 4. Goni. 12-team PPR. It's a super flex. Side A, Jerry Jeudy. Side B, Alec Pierce. And a 24 first.
Jerry Jeudy, easy. Alec Pierce is nothing. I was hype on him last year.
Let's move
Not gonna
on from
lie.
this question.
I liked him a lot, but he is. I hate every position player on the Colts this year. I don't want any of them at all.
All right. Let me throw this in here, Wayne, before you answer. And go on, if it changes your mind, tell me. Judy is 4th on his depth chart of wide receivers. He's got A.J. Brown. He's got DK Metcalf. Well, he's 4th behind DJ Moore. And then he's got Jahan Dotson. Does that depth encourage you to make the trade?
Nope. If I
agree.
got Jerry Jeudy, and I know he's not starting for me, which I think there's definitely going to be scenarios where he will start, even with that core of wide receivers. I think Jerry Jeudy is at his absolute cheapest right now. So, in the very least, I'm holding.
Okay, I agree. Yeah. All right, beef relief. Last few, by the way. Beef relief. Chris Olave or Drake London?
Olave.
Oh, God.
We've seen the talent, bro. We've seen the talent.
We sure have. We sure
Drake
have.
London's supposed to just be a target machine. We still were waiting for them targets, man.
Well, we saw the talent out of Drake London last year when he could get the ball, man.
Hey, can I interest you in a doink Olave versus Drake London this year?
No, dude, it's my turn. It's my turn.
Hang on. Sorry, I beat you to the punch.
Wow. I feel like I'm in a lot of doinks already this year.
I mean, as am I. That's what it's all about.
Goni, I would like to. Oh no.
Wayne, while I do just a split second of something,
Of research.
just a split second of just something going, just a quick little tiddly. Wayne,
Yep.
who would you take?
Chris Olave, easily.
Easily?
He showed freak athleticism last year. He showed incredible hands, incredible route running, with questionable quarterback work, and hate it or love it, Derek Carr's an upgrade.
Damn. I thought you were going to say the underdog's on top.
And Chris Olave's going to shine until his heart stops.
Man. Did you do something, Beggs?
Can we just admit that it's close?
If we have a doink and then you lose by a minuscule amount, yeah, I can definitely admit that.
But in your mind, this isn't close right now.
No, it's Olave. Didn't have to think twice about it.
Is it close for you, Wayne?
No.
Okay, moving on. They've been outvoted. Linger, 150. I probably would take Chris Olave. Linger, 4150. 12-team super flex, half PPR. Forgot who I was going with. Wayne. I won't go last time. Side A, Brees. Side B, Rashad White in a first.
Everybody's fire selling Brees now.
No,
No, hang on to Brees, man. Calm down. Dalvin's on a 1-year deal, people. He's on a 1-year deal. Calm down. Hang on to Brees. He'll be just fine.
Yeah, the thing also is, and we've mentioned this before, is this is supposed to be the down year. I think they went and got Dalvin Cook because the first year after an ACL tear, historically, no one does great. It's always the second year you see them regain their form, their athleticism. Like Adrian Peterson is the last guy that came back after an ACL tear and absolutely went buck wild. And he was a physical specimen. It just doesn't happen, doesn't come around. Dalvin Cook signed a 1-year deal, so this fits perfectly with the timeline. They need him to come in. They know Brees isn't going to be able to do it all by himself this year. They want to be competitive. They load it up. And next year, Brees is going to run wild, I think.
I think that's a good point, man. It really is insurance against the injury. And it aligns with Aaron Rodgers right in his timeline. So
Yep.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Wayne, you get the second caliente question of the episode. Mike Bracciapi, 12-team Superflex. Side A, Jamison Williams. Side B, Dalvin Cook, and a late second. This one got a lot of buzz on the interwebs.
This one really isn't too terribly hard for me, I don't think. I mean, wait, did you say Jamison Williams?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Jamison Williams, for Dalvin Cook in a second.
Dynasty.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I feel like I got to take Jameson Williams in. Like we just said before, Dalvin Cook's on a 1 year. He's probably not going to be on a team afterwards. Yeah, I mean, take the youth and the potential over a 50-50 split 1 year rental.
Yeah, that's what it is. Unless you really need the running back depth and you're going after a championship or something. Jameson Williams is going to miss 6 games. I'm thinking about it, and I wouldn't feel great even if I needed a running back. You kind of missed your window. I feel like you probably could have got him cheaper like a week ago when he wasn't on a team. So now that he's there, great running offense. I wouldn't feel good about paying Jameson Williams for that, but I can see it if you're looking for a championship run and need running back depth. I'm Jameson's side.
I was gonna say, like, I want to know just quick, yes or no. If you're a contender, let's say you put yourself top 3 in the league, does that change your mind on this move at all?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying. If you need the running back depth and you're going for the championship, yeah, that's fine. I would do it.
But is Dalvin a win now piece in a 50-50 timeshare? I mean, you really got to have a poop RB2 to give up somebody for Dalvin Cook to win a championship. If Dalvin Cook is the piece you need, then you're probably not that competitive.
I'm not saying that you necessarily need it. Like Dalvin Cook's going to be dropping 30 bombs for you during the season, but the season's long and full of terrors, man. Injuries happen. Depth is very good to have.
I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. Dalvin Cook will be sitting there waiting for me with his 10 to 12 points a game if I need it.
All right. Last question. And this one's burning like Ben Gay on the interwebs too, boys. It's hot. August is here. It's football season. WBid XD. He really wants to get Jetta. It's a 1-quarterback, 10-team league. The guy who has Jetta is rebuilding, and he doesn't really have much outside of him. He's offering Ramondre, Cam Akers, Jerry Jeudy, Christian Watson, and a 24 first in a package to get Jetta.
That's a haul.
What do you think? And if you think it's too much, what should he ask for along with Jetta in terms of draft picks?
I don't know. In what world can you ever be like, hey man, I need Jetta and your first round pick for like almost anything? I mean, on one side of it though, a lot of the players that he's given up are players that I would absolutely love to come off of. Watson being one. I'm trying to ride the highs of all these guys. Ramondre for sure. Christian Watson for another. Jerry Jeudy's one I'd want to keep for sure, but I mean, you got to give up something nice, right? And I forgot what the other two were.
Cam Akers and a 24 first.
Cam Akers is another one where, I mean, I like him this year, but after that, I don't know. I would do it as is, as long as you're not depleting your team and you're going to be the team that's rebuilding after this.
Well, it's a 10 team, right? So, looking at the names, it seems like a lot, but I guess in a 10 team,
that is true.
Watson and Akers are probably depth pieces.
Yeah,
you need studs.
If I'm on Jetta, I'm not doing this trade.
Ooh, really?
No, Christian Watson, bench. Ramondre just got Zeke. He took a hit on his value. Cam Akers, 1 year guy. Then his contract is up. Jerry Jeudy is your only guy that's probably going to be starting in the future. I don't know. Jetta's, you're in a rebuild. The guy's in a rebuild. Cool. Guess what? You got the guy to rebuild around. It's Jetta. Now start rebuilding.
But from that also, just trying to play the side of the guy who'd be receiving it. What if that's 4 starters right there immediately?
Then you're not a championship team, and there's no point.
No, he's rebuilding. The guy's rebuilding. That's sending Jetta. The guy that's sending Jetta is rebuilding. So I'm saying, what if that gets you four starters?
If the Jetta guy does the trade and now he's got 4 starters, I understand what you're saying, but if those are 4 starters on your team in a 10 team, you're not competitive.
It's fair.
In a 10 team, if you're trotting out Ramondre, Cam, Christian Watson, and Jerry Jeudy, you think anybody's worried about you in a 10 team? I'm not really worried about that starting lineup in a 12 team. That's what I'm saying. Like, if Jetta team is rebuilding, then just you've got the number one asset in Dynasty currently on your roster, and he's super young. He can start rebuilding now.
But I'm saying also, though, it gives you the ability to make other trades because now you have more trade chips to be able to go and get other guys that may be better. You have an extra first-round pick also, so you'll have 2 firsts, and you'll have trade chips.
Weak trade chips, in my opinion. Jerry Jeudy is obviously the guy you want to hold on to. Ramondre, the highest value for him was yesterday. Cam Akers might be a guy whose value will go up in the future, but if you're in a rebuild, just hang on to the number one asset in Dynasty and start rebuilding. Don't off them for a bunch of mediocre pieces. If it's me, I want 2. I don't want 4 mediocre guys. Like, give me 2 studs. Give me 2 other guys I can rebuild around. Not 4, yeah, they can start for me, but meh. Give me 2 studs for the number one asset in Dynasty.
It is kind of one of those also that it feels like where they just went through and was like, oh, don't need that guy, don't need that guy, don't need that guy, don't need that guy. How's a first sound?
They're just gonna give this man War and Peace to read in the trade review and hope he gets bored and just hits accept. Dang, I'm getting 37 players. Sure, take Jetta.
Like for me, on one hand, it feels like an overpay, but it also feels like it's not enough. It's weird. Like you said, Wayne, I'm not taking it if I'm the Jetta guy, but if I'm sending it, I feel like I'm sending a lot. He does mention he's got Waddle on the roster. How would you reconstruct a trade if you threw Waddle in there? Like, does Waddle, Ramondre, and a 1 get it done? It does, right?
I think it would need to be Waddle, Jeudy, and a 1, and I'd send it. We're talking the number 1 Dynasty asset.
Pricey.
That's a lot, man. I don't know. I think Jeudy could be like a wide receiver 15 up this year.
You know what?
Jetta's
but that's
one
not
of
his
those
ADP.
guys.
You got to trade him based on his value now.
Jetta's one of those guys, bro. And Wayne and I are in the same boat with having Jamar Chase in our big dynasty, man. We're not in the business of trading a guy like Jetta or Chase for fair value.
Nope.
You're going to have to pay. Mm-hmm. It's an overpay or you ain't getting them. Straight up. Guys like these don't come around every day. It's just what it is, man. You don't want a fair trade. You don't want, oh, yeah, that sounds good. That's equal. Nah, you need to blow me away with this offer for me to come off this stud.
You are not getting fair value. If you're going for Jetta, you're having to overpay. And an overpay is Waddle, Jeudy, and a first. I would let it go for that because I get 2 starters to replace 1, and I can start a rebuild with the first. The number 1 asset in Dynasty football is Jetta. You're going to have to overpay for him.
Fair enough. I can't argue with that logic. It's good logic. All right, man. That'll do it.
Tip of the cap, Mad Mob. Follow us on Facebook. We'll see. We're going to start our rankings soon. We're going to kick it off with, I don't know. We haven't really talked about it. I think we're going to combine quarterbacks and tight ends because we're on a time crunch. Football's here. Let's start with running backs first. Let's do running backs, wide receivers, and round it off with quarterbacks, tight ends, right? Everybody wants to know about running backs, wide receivers first, right?
Don't matter. I'm here for the rankings.
All right. The rankings are coming. We're gonna bust them out. No schedule. We're out here. We don't have time to be sticking to no schedule. We're just gonna be hitting you with the content. Hit that little bell. Make sure you're getting notified whenever we post. All we know is it'll go out early in the morning. One day you might get 3 episodes in a week. You might get 4 episodes in a week. You're definitely not going to get any less than 2 episodes in a week, but we're going to be rolling them out until football regular season starts, which is just around the corner. Mad Mob, buckle up and save these notifications. Follow us on Facebook. We always post them on our Facebook page the second they come out. We will catch y'all on the first rankings episode.